Yo, I don't do weirdo, my flow does De Niro. I'm Shakespeare from the very bottom of a zero. I'm so as dope fiend, Christomatic with morphine. Illiverse rhymes that have prompted the scream. Hey yo, the rap game is home. It's a rap for you rap niggas. The rap Game of Thrones. My rap hold the axe in your bones. It's all fact. Put a crack in the skin of Capone without the scratch. A mishap. Missiles that'll miss your fitted cap. It's the rebirth of crack. Sending bullets like a flax. The last street nigga with bars. You not facing them. Ghetto patriotism. Marcus Garvey and racism. When I spit and replace venom, my words will break rhythms and cripple the state prison. A lot of people talking they God with Satanism, a lyric omen, showing my enemies favoritism. I never had a problem with women gunning the denim. The power of my poetry compromising your vision. Decisions that I made is on upper level of marvelous. I'm hard on the streets, cause upper level is starving us.
Yes,
Flow
sir.
is water, but arsonist. My pen paragraph is like autism in arguments. If I don't like you, I don't like you. And if you happen to rap, me and you is a rival. Murder on arrival, a different type of disciple. My raps grabbed the rifle and started shooting the Bible. Name any killers you know, and I'll employ him. Name a rapper signed to unsigned and I'll destroy him. The streets are deprived. They live is like a crime section, someone I'll survive. Shooter from some of the projects. I kind of feel like I invented crime, I'm sexy. I'm running through women like it's a finish line. Finish anything that I started.
Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? Your homeboy, whatever, man, coming at you again with another episode of Karate in the Garage. Just out here chilling, minding my business, smoking a cigar, listening to some music, and talking that good talk, or at least trying to anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's another wonderful day in Columbus, Ohio. 29 degrees. It's snowing in the background. It ain't no joke around here. It's cold as I don't know what. You see, I got the gloves on today. I don't ever wear gloves when I do my little streams or when I smoke cigars. But I was like, you know what? I'm smoking a lengthy cigar. Let me throw the gloves on until I get closer to the end, you know, because that'd be the thing. I can sit out here all day, but by the end, my hands is cold, you know. So, you know, I figure I'll smoke something a little bit different today. I got an Avo Classic No.2. Yeah, so I'm just out here enjoying this smoke, man. I tried to show y'all in the camera earlier, but I'm about to buy another webcam. You know, this one's cool. It serves its purpose, but I could do better. Obviously, it wouldn't even focus in on the rapper, but so far, so good. Smooth, mellow smoke, you know. Smooth and mellow smoke. This is more of a mild to medium body cigar, you know. It's got an Ecuadorian wrapper. The binder's from the Dominican Republic. And yes, I'm reading this off my phone. Vintage Dominican Republic filler. Yeah. But cool smoke, man. You know, even though it's a more of a mild cigar, it is still flavorful. Let's do what we do sometimes when I go through this and just take a quick peek. You see what they claim that it should taste like. The woody nuances and creamy sweetness were certainly a treat and paired perfectly with my coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I can't speak on that. One last thing that stands out for me was that there was almost zero pepper to speak of. So if you're not a fan of spicy cigars, you would love this. And that's part of the review that's on the Cigar Authority website. And I would agree with that, except for the coffee thing. I don't know nothing about smoking a cigar with a cup of coffee. Maybe I'll try that one day. But yeah, man. Just had to get out here a little bit, you know, chill, relax, put one in the air. What I will say too about this cigar is the construction is very, very, very good. I don't get runs from this cigar. I don't get any unraveling. I haven't bought one yet that had any holes in it, any cracks. Although, a lot of that usually is related to, whether or not the shop is keeping them fresh. But I've never had a construction problem with one of these cigars. This is probably the fourth or fifth one of these that I've smoked. I ran across them in the Monte Cristo Cigar Lounge on High Street, kind of like campus area in Columbus, Ohio. And they had them 2 for $20. So that was the first time I tried them. This particular one, I bought this in a Nub 460. These came from Barclays. I bought this cigar from Barclays. My good friends at Barclays, yeah, up there off of Sawmill Road in Columbus, Ohio, or Dublin, Ohio. So yeah, man, it's been an interesting weekend for me, catching up on or trying to get my life back to normal, man. I had some crazy shit happen over the last 2 weeks. So, trying to get back to normal. We almost there, man. But when I tell you I have been tested in ways that I have not been tested in years, it's tough, man. It's a lot to have to deal with, and it's hard to do it with a level head and not find yourself in some trouble, but, it's progressing. So hopefully that situation will all be put to rest soon, and, and I can move on. But, yeah. Aside from that, we had a little bit of boxing this weekend. The real fight on the card yesterday that I focused on was Luis Ortiz and Christian Hammer. There's Landy Laura fight. I need to go back and watch it. To be honest with you, I fell asleep on it, but not because everybody say Laura is boring. It wasn't because of that. I was just tired, man. I barely made it through the Ortiz Hammer fight. So, but yeah, man, I like Luis King Kong Ortiz. He was in there against a tough opponent. I don't know a whole lot about the guy, but he took some monster shots. Ortiz landed some monster shots, man. A few of them uppercuts he landed quite a few of them uppercuts. And he landed, some hooks around the guard. There was a few of them that landed crisp, and I mean crisp. And I was waiting for old dude to crumble, but he never crumbled. And I know he had been stopped 3 times. He had 5 losses. Christian Hammer had 5 losses. 3 of them were by stoppage. I didn't get to see if, they were knockouts or not. It's not like I got to go back and see the fight. I'm not familiar with the dude, but his chin held up pretty damn good last night, in my opinion. From an offensive perspective, I think Luis Ortiz looked pretty good, man. He was using his jab throughout the fight, which he does. He was feinting, coming at Hammer and angles. Jab was there all night. Body shots, man. He landed some solid body shots. There was a right to the body early in the fight that Hammer felt, But, yeah, I mean, he mixed up his attack really well. What can I say from an offensive perspective? I mean, if the dude don't fall, he don't fall. But he landed some punches on Hammer that would have knocked out a lot of other people. So can only, respect that old dude didn't go down. A lot of people think that Ortiz looked old. Now, and I say a lot of people, I've seen video titles, but I haven't watched anybody else's video yet on their opinion of the fight. So why they say he looks old, I don't know. What I'm assuming is that they seen some of the stuff that I seen from a defensive perspective. Here, I didn't let my damn cigar go out, or at least mostly go out. Man, Ortiz wasn't slipping punches very well at all. And when he was throwing his jab, when he was throwing anytime he threw a right hand, his left hand dropped, waistline or below. And he already was holding it low. but it dropped waistline or below. And when I tell you, man, like some of them right hands, man, the right hand was there to be landed on Luis Ortiz all night. Now, of course, you know, he weathered the storm. I don't even want to say weathered the storm. He took those punches well. He didn't get hurt by the punches, so I won't say weathered the storm. He took the punches well. But the fact is, you know, that was a lot of right hands that landed. I mean, hell, I didn't go back and look at punch stats, but I would assume 75%, maybe 80% plus of the punches that Hammer did land were probably right hands to the you know head of Luis Ortiz. I mean, it was there. You know, and not everybody's used to seeing Luis Ortiz get hit, you know, that much by the same punch over and over. And when you think about a fighter like Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua, you know, who have solid right hands, you wonder what would have happened had he had been fighting one of them. Now, also, you know, the possibility definitely exists that, you know, he's fighting down to the level of his competition. You know, Luis Ortiz is one of the most ducked men in boxing, if not the most ducked man. The only person that would fight him was Deontay Wilder. You know, and Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight him. Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight him. Dillian White doesn't want to fight him. I hate to even bring up Joe Joyce, but Joe Joyce doesn't want to fight him. I mean, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he's ducked. And the man, you know, could very easily be getting bored, you know, sitting around, frustrated. I know he's frustrated that he's not getting the fights that he wants. And that could have played into the preparation, could have played into, you know, his strategy in that fight. Hey, Marlowe's Corner, what's up, man? Appreciate you dropping by and checking out the stream. Yeah, so, you know, I thought, you know, Luis Ortiz's focus was off, you know, from a defensive perspective that, you know, bothered me a little bit as far as his performance. I mean, aside from that, you know, I really don't have any issues with anything else that went on. He slowed down a little bit in the 8th round, and that's probably the only round that, if anybody gave a round to Hammer, that Hammer would have won. And he could have just been taking a rest, you know, a little bit of a break because he knew he was up on the cards. But aside from that, I mean, I thought he was solid, consistent. He kept everything up throughout the entire fight. And, you know, what else can I say? But if he were to get in there with Deontay Wilder again or Anthony Joshua, he's got to definitely tighten up that defense on the right hand. You know, again, you can't take those type of punches or you can't let that same punch land all night from somebody who can crack like one of the, you know, Wilder or Joshua. So, I mean, if he's going to fight again and, you know, and continue his campaign, I'd like to see him get back in the ring with one of those guys. You know, if Anthony Joshua ain't going to fight Deontay Wilder, yo, man, we need you to step up, fight Luis Ortiz, you know. Tyson Fury, if you ain't going to fight Deontay Wilder, step up, fight Luis Ortiz. Dillian White, you dropped Dillian White and Joe Joyce. Y'all dropped the man's name, fighting. I think he murders Joe Joyce. I think he beats Dillian White. I think he could beat Tyson Fury. And if he were to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua, if he's going to beat him, you know, he's got to come up with some sort of other way to defend against that right hand. So that was really, you know, my thoughts as far as the fight. Again, I didn't get to check out much of the other action. Old age kicked in on me last night, I guess, because, well, about a third round of the Ortiz fight, man, I was ready to go to sleep. So I managed to stay up for that, and then I got to go back, you know, and watch the lower fight. I got it on the DVR. But yeah, you know, so from here, you know, we'll see what happens. But I guess we'll be shifting our focus to some of the other fights coming up. You know, we got Porter and Ugas coming up. We also have and Porter and Ugas, I think, are fighting this weekend. And then the weekend after that, man, we get the Errol Spence Mikey Garcia fight, which I cannot wait for. The Mikey Garcia massacre. I like Mikey Garcia, but I think he's bit off a little bit more than he can chew here. But I'm interested to see what it is that he sees that he thinks he can exploit in Errol Spence. For the Porter Ugas fight, you know, I know Sean Porter. I watched Sean Porter. He's an Ohio fighter. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. You know, he's from the Cleveland, Ohio. So, you know, I keep up with Sean Porter. I will be honest, you know, I can't recall watching the Ugas fight. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I need to go back and look. So I'm not going to make any speculations, you know, really on that yet until I do a little bit of research. But I just want to pop out here for a minute, blow some smoke from the cigar, you know, try to get a little consistency going in my life, man, get stuff back to normal. This weekend, I'll be traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina. Can't wait. I ain't been nowhere in a long time. I'll say a long time, but it's been long enough. I ain't been, you know, I need to breathe some non-Ohio air. My boy got a job at NBC. So we're going to go down there, you know, and celebrate. So, you know, that should be some fun. Check out that fight while I'm there, and, you know, maybe that'll be my next video. But, yeah, just want to pop out here, blow some smoke real quick, share a couple of thoughts. You know, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at whateverman, WHATEVA_man. Feel free to drop me a line on there, like, comment, share, subscribe, dislike. Hey, if you dislike, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know why. You know, I'm open to criticism and feedback, you know. But appreciate it, y'all, and I'll holla.